Hi everyone, my name is Jyoti and I'm a customer experience engineer in Azure Containers. Today in this video, I will demo different ways of upgrading an AKS cluster, some of the best practices and also point you to the FAQ doc around cluster upgrades. Let's discuss about the scope of this presentation. In this, we will discuss about cluster upgrade, why is it important to upgrade a cluster, and also how can we accomplish that using a practical demo. AKS commits to enabling patches and support matching the upstream commitments, which could be OS or security patches. Hence, to be on par with the updates, it is a best practice to regularly upgrade our clusters. As you all can see, here is the FAQ doc, which answers most of the queries around upgrade. A link to it will be provided in the description below. This includes all the common queries that is around cluster upgrades. Next, let's go with AKS demo. Here is my AKS cluster, which is on 1.18.17 and is out of support right now. I need to upgrade this to a supported version. Before we start upgrade, let's go over the prerequisites. The first one is ensure you are running Azure CLI version on 2.0.65 or above. So to check that, we can use the Portal Cloud Shell, which I have opened it in a new tab, and check for AZ version. My Azure CLI version points to 2.28.0, which meets the first requirement. The second one is ensure you have enough compute quota. When you upgrade an AKS cluster, extra resources are temporarily consumed. These resources include available IP addresses in a virtual network subnet or virtual machine vCPU quota. If you don't have any of these, the cluster upgrade process will fail. This doc here will guide you on how to request quota using two options. One is from helpless support from portal, where we create a new support request, and the rest of the steps would be as is, just choosing the right subscription, right cluster, right resource, and the course that is needed. One way would be using helpless support. The other option would be to request increase from subscription. So both of this would create a support request to quota team, and they will be addressing this very quickly these days. So these are the two ways to request quota. The third option and the key thing for cluster upgrade would be to address PDB. What is PDB and how does it play a major role? It is pod disruption budget. To maintain the availability of applications, define PDBs to make sure that a minimum number of pods are available in the cluster. This setting determines how many replicas in a deployment can come down during an update or upgrade event. What are the ways to approach or handle those PDBs before cluster upgrade takes place? One is, if you have added any of the PDBs for your pods, just delete the PDB. This is the easiest approach. That is, take the backup of the PDB configuration and delete the PDB. Once done, upgrade the cluster, then restore the PDB from the backup. This would be the first way. The second would be to edit the deployment replicas. We can change the replicas of the deployment equal to the number of nodes in the cluster. We need to make sure that at least one pod of the deployment should be running on each node of the cluster. Otherwise, the drain operation fails, resulting in upgrade operation to fail by design to ensure that the applications are not disrupted. So please take care of any PDB related issues before upgrade. The last option or the prerequisite that we need to address is subnet address availability. Look into the subnet to verify you have available address space. A normal upgrade with one buffer node needs only a handful of address. If you are using node search, you will need to adjust based on how many buffer nodes you are going to use. If any of these happens, please correct what caused the operation to stop. It could be incorrect PDBs, lack of quota, and so on, and retry the operation. Just to summarize, here are the four prerequisites that we looked into. One is CLI version, quota, PDB, and subnet address space. Let's summarize what we learned. So far, we learned importance of cluster upgrade, common FAQs around cluster upgrade, prerequisites which includes AZ version, quota, pod disruption budget, and subnet address availability. What next? Let's see practically how to upgrade an AKS cluster and different ways to upgrade, which are CLI and Azure Portal.